Hi everybody, Ageless Ambitions on Ever Talk TV. I have my co-host Max here, but more than anything, there's some dancing going on this stage, and I'm so excited because this is an amazing empowerment of all time for me on this show, and it's empowering women to show you guys whatever you want to do in your lives you can do based on any adversity, whatever. This is Ageless Ambitions, and I have Chelsea here. Chelsea Hill, how are you?
I'm doing good.
And we have the Rollettes.
Yes.
So before we get to that, this is Connor, this is Catherine and Chelsea. You started something so special, but before we get to that, I want to just go back and say that you're originally from California, right?
I am born and raised in Monterey.
See, Monterey. And you grew up dancing?
I did. I started at the age of 3.
Okay.
I started competing when I was 5.
So you've been dancing forever. I own a dance studio, and this is why it's so special to me. We were already doing the jazz hands and everything before the show. But, you know, so you grew up dancing, and then something really tragic happened, but as beautiful as you are, you took that spirit and you took it to another level. Like God brought you here for the most amazing reason.
Thank you.
So obviously something happened to you. I think it was at the age of 17.
Yes.
Which is, you know, something that I hope that you can share so that they can understand.
I was a senior in high school.
You were senior?
Yeah, it was my last year.
Oh gosh.
And I was out at a party with friends, and I had to go home, and I just ran out to the first car I saw, and we ended up, I didn't realize at the time, you know, I did realize that the driver had been drinking, and I was like, "Oh, it's fine. Nothing will happen in our hometown. It's a small little hometown."
So you didn't even realize, you didn't even know if you wanted. It was the person that was driving that
was drunk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my driver was drunk. We were driving in a very wooded area, like very tall, big trees, and we were listening to music. We ended up hitting a curb on the side of the road, and he lost control, and we went down an embankment and hit a tree head on, going about 35 miles an hour.
Wow, Chelsea, wow. So did you feel it happening at the moment, or did you black out, or how did
I remember the tree.
You do remember the tree?
I remember the tree, and it like haunted me for so long, just seeing that tree and it being like super foggy. And I remember just seeing the tree and then blacking out. And I remember in the car, I remember feeling all the emotions of feeling scared and being worried about someone. But I was talking, my eyes were open, but I couldn't.
How many people were in the car?
5.
Really? So there were 5 people. Did anybody pass away, or?
Nobody passed away.
Oh my gosh. So
God.
they knew.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our driver was injured. The person in the passenger seat was fine. The person to my right had internal bleeding, and the person to my left, his heart actually shut off, and they had to revive him, but he's doing good. Everyone's doing fine. But I ended up with a spinal cord injury.
So you do have a spinal cord injury. And when did you find that out? Like, did it take a little time, or did you know instantly after all the other stuff started going through your head? And actually trying to think of everybody else before you? Right?
I honestly, when I was airlifted to the trauma center, you know, I just remember feeling the helicopter, and I remember someone saying like, "You're gonna be fine, just hold on." And I remember just like releasing and just being like, "Okay, whatever happens, happens." And then I remember I woke up and I had like a tube down my throat, and my hands were tied to the bed so I wouldn't pull it out. And then I was in surgery, and then I was out of surgery. And it wasn't until about 2 weeks later the doctor came in. And that whole time I was like, "Why can't I feel my legs?" And my parents were like, "Oh, maybe it's the drugs. Like, you're okay," because I was such in and out of consciousness. So
did they know then?
they did.
Okay, got you.
They just wanted me to be like more coherent to hear the news.
Wow. So for me, like, to know that you were going through this, but the perseverance right after that, you said, "You know what? I was supposed to, my dream was to be a dancer, and I'm not going to give up on that." Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
That's what I read, right?
Yeah, I actually asked my dad if I could Skype my school when I was like still in the hospital, because I wanted them to see the girl that was like running and jumping, and the dancer. One poor decision ended up like this.
So did you, wow. So you said, "I don't care, this is what I want to do." And you made your way to LA. You said, "I'm going to pursue a dance career, and I'm going to LA." So you're in a dance studio in a dance school class, and you're like the only one in a wheelchair, correct?
Yeah.
How did that feel? Like, I don't know. That's such determination to know that you are special, you know?
you.
I really believe that.
It's one of those things where I don't think I would have been ready unless I did all the prepping before that.
So all your dance training.
All the dance training, but also in 2012, that's when I started the dance team. And then in 2014, I moved to Los Angeles.
So you did something.
So I did dancing before.
Okay.
In my wheelchair.
Okay, so that's the invention that you brought up, and it's called the
Rollettes.
The Rollettes, and that's who we have with us. Can you introduce them for me?
So this is Catherine and this is Connor, and these are two of our Rollettes.
Hi guys, how are you? Where are you from, Connor?
I am actually from a very small town outside of St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, I'm from St. Louis.
Okay.
So wait, where are you from? Like what
I'm
city?
From Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So I lived there, and then I actually went to college in St. Louis and lived in St. Louis for about 7 years.
How can that happen?
That's
like
okay.
What school did you go to?
I went to Fompon University.
Where's that
It's
at?
right next to WashU.
Washington University,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Wow. So so tell us your story real quick. What happened?
So I have, very similar to Chelsea, I have also been a dancer my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, I started when I was 5 years old, and I danced all the way through college. I actually have a bachelor's degree in fashion merchandising, and was captain of the dance team and all of super involved in academics. And then just about a month after I graduated
from college,
I was injured in a drunk driving crash as a passenger.
As a passenger too.
So I was 22 when I was injured. And for me, I sort of felt like that I was just on the cusp of really reaching adulthood. You know, all those milestones I had reached. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do after that when I was given this injury. So I kind of hit a reset on my life, and social media really plays a huge part in the world today, and that's how I found Chelsea and the Rollettes. I found them on Instagram, and I actually did one of Chelsea's dance tutorials, I think when I was 4 or 5 or maybe 6 months injured. I was like, you know what, we're recovering.
You guys can kill it. I'm just looking at you, and when you danced with a partner, a guy, the duet, I was just blown away.
Thank you.
That was so cool. So now are you in LA or?
Yeah. So I have started out, I attended a Rollettes experience.
We're going to talk about that.
Which is our favorite event of the year.
It's once a year, right?
Yes.
You guys do it once a year, and it's starting to go international now.
Yes.
It is.
Okay, we're going to talk about that too. So you came to LA, and that's where it's at, though. It's in LA.
It's here in Los Angeles.
Okay, where do they have that at? Because I want everybody to know.
It's at the Sheraton.
At the Sheraton by the airport?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the first time you did it?
Yeah.
You just said this is so.
I came out to the experience, and then I just couldn't stop. You know, it was a contagious energy to be around, not only to still have dance as a part of my life and to really use that as an outlet, but also to just be surrounded by so many powerful and amazing women, and the feeling of sisterhood and community that I get.
Because you have such a good mission statement. It's
Thanks.
tell me it.
She helped me with it.
I love it. I want to say
To be honest, she helped me with
really?
it. Yeah.
I feel it. I feel this mission statement is so important, empowering women with disabilities to have boundless, boundless lives, and to reach out and say, we're no different. We're just right? You guys, the mission statement is just so special to me. And so you guys, I can feel it, right? So I want to introduce you to Catherine. So Catherine, tell me about you, please.
I am 23 years old. I am from...
You guys are babies. Let me just be real.
I'm the youngest on the team.
Okay. Oh,
I'm the
youngest.
baby.
Okay.
I'm from Houston, Texas. In 2012, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called Transversemyelitis.
Say that again.
Transversemyelitis.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what does that entail?
The abridged version is my immune system kind of went into overdrive, and my body attacked itself, affecting my spinal cord. So I don't have.
So it's a spinal cord kind of disability,
it's a form
but
of
different.
A spinal cord injury.
Got you. Right. So what age did you know that?
I was 15.
Okay.
The week before it happened, I was feeling sick and I felt like I had a migraine, like light bulb.
Were you a dancer?
I was a cheerleader.
Okay, cheerleader,
I wasn't
right?
a dancer,
But that's all related.
Yeah,
it's all related.
related.
So, but you were like active in doing that, and then you felt like things were not going right?
When I was 9, actually, I was
9.
paralyzed.
Really?
They like diagnosed it as this other thing, and 2 months later, I was up, running, walking.
So kind of like a little incident.
Yeah, and I was active all throughout my like teen years, and then I woke up one morning and I didn't feel right, and I got up out of bed and I couldn't walk in a straight line. I just kept falling to the right, and my mom and I knew that we needed to go to the hospital, and they were like, we'll just put you in observation, and it just happened really fast. My legs just kind of started to feel like
Numb?
they were falling asleep. It was just
tingling, like
yeah, it wasn't exactly like a foot falling asleep. It was just like a different sensation, and just kind of happened suddenly.
wow.
Yeah.
So that was at 15. Like, so you had to kind of grow up a little fast and understand where your life is and where it's going. So did you find these wonderful women on social media too?
I did. I followed a few of the Rollettes on social media, and I met Chelsea.
You are so amazing. Like, seriously, the impact of even having this amazing team and to like be able to find you. So that, look at the smile, like everything just seems to brighten up. And
It's crazy though how we met. Like,
Yeah. I had just got back in town, and I met Chelsea and a few of the Rollettes at a Houston Abilities Expo, and I went and introduced myself, and she was like, what are you doing this week? I was like, nothing, what's up? And she was like, do you want to come to our dance camp? And I was like, okay. And I flew out 2 days later, knowing
to LA,
California for Rollettes experience, knowing no one, and it was the best decision I ever made.
How many people show up? How many beautiful?
So
do you have men too, or is it just women?
it's just women.
Okay, I was just going to ask that.
Well, in 2012 when I started it, I started purely because I wanted friends, and I just wanted to reach people that were like me. I started it and I reached out to 7 girls via social media, and each year it just became a reunion where we can all hang out, and dance was our activity.
Wow.
And then in 2018, we had 115 girls. It was our first time moving from a dance studio. We got too big.
Right.
For a dance studio to a hotel. We had like a quarter of a ballroom.
A quarter of a ballroom. So not
From about, with girls coming in from 10 countries. And then this last year in 2019, we had 175 women and children.
You got the whole ballroom going.
We had the entire ballroom.
That's
The entire ballroom.
That's intense.
Yeah, there was women and
Wow.
children from 10 countries. And
You guys have been on so many shows. Ellen, Inside Edition, like the Hallmark Channel. I think you were featured on that. KTLA. They're really, really seeing how this is impacting so many people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So my show's about ageless ambitions, right? And so for me, we are in our space right now, but we want to be something more as we get, we have to keep reaching. You can't stop reaching. So tell me what your goals are for the Rollettes and what you
goal-
want to do.
Yes.
Do you want to be on Broadway?
I mean, like,
Would that
honestly,
be so cool?
We'll do anything.
anything. Like, we just want to break down those walls that people don't realize that are there and that people put up for us. And we just want to say, hey, we want to do the Thanksgiving parade. Done. We want to do, a basketball game. Done. We did the Sacramento Kings, which was like amazing. But we want to do
the
like
Lakers.
I know.
Do the Lakers. We gotta
Hey,
we got to get you there somehow.
I mean, that would be amazing.
Would that be so cool?
Yeah,
we got to work on that.
We got to represent the United States of America at the International ICU World Championship. So we've got to do a lot of things, but our main goal is to empower women with disabilities to live boundlessly and shift perspective through dance.
That's that mission statement.
That's our goal, and we do that through social media. We do that through performances, but that's really our goal every single day, and that's what we strive to do.
That's just incredible. I mean, like, if you never met Chelsea, would you kind of feel where you're at today would just be so different in terms of your mental state and what you want to do with your life? I mean, to me, that's what this I wanted to make sure you're on my show because I want the feeling of empowering women to be so special. And I mean, more than that, you guys are so beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, it's really amazing. Are you guys going to like do some kind of dance competition? Like, I don't know why you guys aren't on World of Dance, or
I don't either.
I think we have to talk to Troy.
I don't either.
And your manager
I know,
and stuff
right?
like that. And I feel like that's so important to see that that's still possible. Those things are endless for you in terms of a dancer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, our goal, we would love to be on World of Dance. We actually showcased in 2014 and 2015. We showcased, which was awesome. It was
You
a
mean
live
you were on
performance.
the show, but it
We were on. It was a live performance before they had the actual show on NBC.
No, you got to be on the
I know.
show. Hello.
I know. We just, we look at opportunities and we're like, hey, okay, has anyone in a wheelchair done this yet? No? Great. We're on. We want to do it. So that's really our goal and what we think about all the time.
And I see that you got like a clothing line, a jean line. And then with Tommy Hilfiger, is that with him or was that something else?
No, it's separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Separate. Okay.
So I started a jean line a few years ago with Endless
I mean, look at
Abilities.
these stylish women. I mean, I'm like, I want those boots. I want those boots.
Yeah. So really, like, we see an opportunity. We're like, no one's done it yet. Great, we're gonna do it. So,
So you want to make you're in fashion design.
Merchandising.
Merchandising. Okay, so you guys have to do a clothing line.
I know, we should.
You have to do a jewelry line. You have to do a nail. I mean, you guys are like.
yeah, she's the jewelry girl.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to GIA school soon.
what is that?
It's the Gemological Institute of America.
Okay.
So
you know, I
I'm gonna
love my
go-
diamonds. I love my ring. I love all my stones.
Everything.
Right?
obsessed.
Semi-precious, precious,
Yes.
all that. Is that what you're going to do? How
what I
cool.
want.
Hey, I know a lot of jewelers, so people that design, so we need to get together on that.
Perfect.
So, lastly, just tell me, each one of you, like, what's it like being a Rollette, and what would you like to do or let somebody see in your future so that everybody keeps watching? Starting with Catherine. That's okay.
For me, when I met the Rollettes, it was something that I didn't know I needed until I met them, and I can't imagine my life without them. And even the 200 attendees at the Rollettes experience, it is a community and sisterhood, and it's given me a sense of belonging in everything.
For me, I started this because I wanted friends. And in 2018, years later, I realized by a girl coming up to me that I will never forget, Sasha. She came up to me after I taught the girls and she goes, "It's because of you that I have friends that I can go out on a trip with for my first time ever." And I started bawling and she started bawling. And that's when I realized that
The impact, what you do.
Rollettes and Rollette's experience is so much bigger than me now that I can't stop, and nor do I want to. And it just has given me a sense of belonging. And I still can't believe I have to pinch myself every time I think about it. Like that, like I created this, yes, but it's also a team thing. Like she has a huge part of it. Our manager has a huge part of it. She has a
Tell
huge
me your
part of it.
manager's name. What's his name?
Joe Lorera.
Joe? Because
Yeah.
we're all in the dance world. Like
Yeah,
we all
he
know
is
each
too.
other. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So-
much. And then tell me what you think. What's going on?
So with the Rollettes, I think that if I hadn't met these wonderful women and made the Rollettes a part of my life, I think I would probably be okay. But I think I wouldn't understand the impact of surrounding yourself with like-minded women. My life would not be anything like it is today, and I don't think I would feel the amount of joy either. I would probably just be content. And so what we've realized, especially at Rollette's experience, is just being in a room full of women that are just like you, but also so very different, as all women are.
all know what each other went through.
Yeah, there's
that's the thing that I got out of one of your stories, is that other people can always say, "Oh, but if the surrounding people have been through what you've been through, when they're in pain or when they're doing things, they can relate." So that makes it another level of friendship,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It really
my
is.
gosh.
It's a family.
It is a family.
So can we all do jazz hands right now? Hey guys, if you want to look them up, they're Rollettes on Instagram. Chelsea Hill. This is Connor.
Catherine.
Connor, last name?
Lundius.
Lundius, and then Catherine
Elliott.
Please know that we are here for you. If you want to reach out and you've seen this story and you want to be involved, let us know. I would love to do something with you guys. We got to think about the Lakers. So anyway, we got to check that mark off. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. Ageless Ambitions on Ever Talk TV. Come back, see us, and you guys look them up and see where they're at. And this is such a special day for me. Thank you.